What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about Scream 7 in this video here today, going over some updates related to Marco Beltrami, some stuff that happened out at Texas Frightmare, and just speculating on this release date that I think really should still be changed. I think it should come out this year. But let's dive right on into the first topic at hand related to Marco Beltrami, who delivered that wonderful score from the first trilogy and also gave us the, well, many would say subpar, decent score of Scream 4. So Marco Beltrami over on Instagram shared a few interesting details with a fan who is excited about his return to Scream 7. He's confirmed that he has started working on the score, which from my experience tends to happen at the end of post-production. Could be wrong. Granted, they could do it at any point in time. I don't know. So he said that Scream 4 was his least favorite to score, which doesn't come as a shocker to me when considering that that score compared to the first trilogy seems like a massive decline in terms of quality. It also feels a bit more comedic, feels a bit more lighthearted, and a little bit more appropriate for a Looney Tunes episode. That's just my honest take on it. He also stated he wasn't asked to return for Scream 5 or Scream 6. Why? I don't know. They went with who they went with. I think that he did a wonderful job with Scream 5 and Scream 6. I, again, am not one of those people who likes to wallow in misery over the fact that Marco Beltrami didn't come back. If Marco had came back, that would have been my preference. And just because he didn't come back doesn't mean I didn't need to give the new guy a chance. He did a fine job for what he had to work with. And he also stated that he is coming back with modern takes on Sidney's Lament and Trouble in Pine Grove, which of course would be a new spin on, what was it, Trouble in Woodsboro, I believe. Now, the Sidney theme, absolutely iconic piece of music. And as you've heard me talk about in the past, my best spin on it, or my favorite spin on it, happened at the end of Scream 3. When it was a bit more uplifting, an acknowledgement of how she has been set free from all the trauma and she can look to a brighter future now. Everything with Marine, Ghostface, all the loose ends that connected them all, that's been put to bed. She can go on with her life and do what she needs to move past all of this darkness. As her book in Scream 4 was titled Out of Darkness. She was out of the fire, out of the darkness, had a new life ahead of her, or a brighter future ahead of her. And of course, that was short-lived because look where we're at now with Scream 7. But hopefully they don't mess up the piece that Sidney Prescott is definitely owed. But what do you think about Sidney's Lament? What do you think about Marco Beltrami's comments over on Instagram? Are you looking forward to his new takes on those iconic themes? I, again, am mostly just looking forward to hearing that Sidney theme. It's an important piece of that original trilogy. Marco Beltrami and his work in that original trilogy, near flawless, near perfect. And the score in that original movie just always hits. It's so comforting to me for an odd reason for such a dark film. Now, I want to talk about what happened out at Texas Frightmare. And this is related to Melissa Barrera and Jasmin Brown. Melissa Barrera and Jasmin Brown were spotted interacting with one another. And this, of course, sent the internet into a frenzy, as this stuff often does, because people just seem to live parasocially through these people they have never met. So for months, there is this idea that she must have a problem with Jasmin. Now, I'm not going to say that this outright means she has no problem with Jasmin, but what I do think it highlights is that it backs up what I was starting to speculate, and that's Melissa Barrera does not come off like someone who, when she shares her thoughts and beliefs, she really gives that much of a damn of your counterpoint, to the point where she's going to disrespect you, she's going to hold grudges against you, she's going to be nasty and this, that, and the third. She comes off like a very well-rounded individual. Melissa Barrera does not strike me as someone who would be uppity over the thoughts and beliefs of someone else, depending on what said thoughts and beliefs are. Jasmin has not done anything to directly antagonize Melissa. She has not shamed Melissa. She has not done anything disrespectful directly towards Melissa, other than what many would consider her signing up for this project. I will give you credit there. If that's what you consider was a direct disrespect to Melissa, that's you. But Melissa, again, has her own life. She has her own walk of life that she's going down. I don't think she has time to sit around and just worry about what Jasmin is doing, what Mason is doing. She's in the industry. She knows how hard it is out there to get a job, how hard it is to come by some roles right now. I don't think she's sitting around really knocking them too much for doing Scream 7, because she has other things on her plate that she needs to focus on. She can't just focus on Scream 7. So you had this rivalry that seemingly seems to be non-existent with this picture. And it just backs up what I was saying. When you go online and sit around all day constructing narratives in your head and pitting two people against each other like this, when we really don't know what they're talking about behind closed doors. Who knows if Jasmin spoke to Melissa? Who knows if Mason spoke to Melissa? There's so many different conversations that I would like to think did happen because of how close they were in Scream 5 and Scream 6, and that bond that we saw them all build during the break between filming and the release of Scream 5, and even while filming Scream 5, carrying that over into the shenanigans we saw behind the scenes of them shooting Scream 6. There is a close bond there between all of them. So I don't think she's just throwing that all away because they're choosing to do Scream 7. I don't think that at all. She might have some reservations towards them, but not enough to the point where she's going to say, you know what, screw you, Jasmin, screw you, Mason. You guys are horrible people. I can't believe you did this. No, she's an actress in the industry. She gets it. She gets exactly what will be motivating them the most to do this right now when opportunities are drying up. I think that's the other reality many people don't even want to consider. Opportunities are drying up in Hollywood. They just are. Now, when it comes to the release, this film is still coming out in 2026. I think that is a mistake without any further context, because something could come out that can completely change my mind. But I think that is a mistake for now, considering there is another movie starring McKenna Grace, who's also starring in Scream 7. I think it's called Regretting You, which started shooting this past March, and it's coming out in October of this year. I think that's a mistake. I think that movie should come out next year. And with Michael now abandoning its 2025 slot, and with all these other movies that were supposed to come out later this year, like your Saw 11s and other projects that have shifted into 2026, Scream 7 not dropping this year, I feel like is a very big missed opportunity. I feel like it's a stupid thing not to drop it this October around the Halloween season, which is something many people have been wanting to see the Scream franchise do. I think Scream 7 should come out in October and take Regretting You spot, which is also a Paramount film, so I get why it wouldn't drop that same month. But again, I think Paramount should shift Regretting You into 2026. There's no way Regretting You would be more of a success for them than Scream 7. There's just no way. I don't see it happening. Scream 7 has Ghostface. It has Neve Campbell back in the iconic role as Sidney Prescott. And it's a horror film releasing around Halloween time. If you do that, that would probably maximize what it made, or what the franchise made with Scream 5 and Scream 6, because it's dropping around Halloween season. And it doesn't have a lot of competition that month other than the movies coming out the prior weeks, like The Black Phone 2 and The Conjuring 4, which again, Michael is gone. Michael's not coming out this October. I just think it's dumb not to put this film out in October and wait till next year, especially with Marco saying he's working on the score. Sitting on a movie like this for a long amount of time, post-COVID, doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. In the era of COVID, it made a lot of sense. This does not. I feel like you should maximize and capitalize on this opportunity. Drop it in October, get this over with, and let's see what Scream 7 has to offer us fans. Now, let me know what you guys think about all this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications, your name is the video. In the description, I have links to all my social media accounts. I am on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there are any movies, news, or reviews I'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.